Diddy just can't move away from the gay charges, and this time he's by become a subject of discussion. After the game apparently recommended that Diddy attempted to lure him, I began kicking it with Diddy right. I went around with Diddy for a considerable length of time, a damn close and this Diddy, we never went to the studio. One time the game has been extremely vocal in the past about the rap business being loaded with men who are on the DL anyway. He never named any names as of not long ago, after the game showed up on Drink Champions, and uncovered how Diddy continued to give him gifts for 2 entire years. Many fans accepted this at this point, one more piece of proof that those charges about Diddy are valid. So did the game truly feel like Diddy was compelling him to lay down with him? We should separate it attempting to imagine, like he loves young ladies, and carried on with the rap life actually. He's a man. Fan reports about Diddy being in the wardrobe are the same old thing, and different specialists and industry insiders have dropped hints that Diddy may be on the DL from Wendy Williams to 50 Penny as far as possible. Back in 1998, Wendy suggested on her public broadcast that Diddy was either gay or bi, and it was subsequently supposed that Diddy got Wendy terminated due to this. There was a radio character quite a long time ago. Her name was Wendy Williams, and as she was essentially copied at the stake for discussing, for example, for 50 Penny, he's controlling Diddy over the gay bits of gossip for quite a long time. And he guaranteed that Diddy once proposed to take him shopping. So whenever we going to be able to to kick it like we can simply hang out? We must party. This is conceivable. Oh, you're letting me know we got to kick it. She resembles for what reason don't we like go out to shop or something? I mean, like I paid for it. Yet rumors from far and wide suggest that Fiddy isn't the main rapper Did he attempted to tempt, and he could have utilized a similar shopping strategy on. In all honesty, the game, what's fascinating is the game is perhaps the earliest rapper who freely discussed how the business I loaded with men who are on the DL, and their Playboy picture is only a cover. Back in 2011, the game showed up on Vlad television, and when inquired as to whether he thinks there are a greater number of rappers who are in the storeroom than individuals suspect, the game said he knows a few. The game likewise made sense of that. The explanation, he dislikes male craftsmen who are in the storage room, is on the grounds that they're deluding the ladies they date and potentially spreading sexually transmitted diseases. So in the wardrobe is genuinely startling. You understand what I'm talking about. So we got to get into get into its earnestness. And it's simply not reasonable for others. And afterward that spreads, since that young lady that you may be tricking could leave you and go get another buddy who ain't gay, give him the sickness, and he goes undermines her. And after this interview, as of late, reemerged again in some cases, even estimated that it was Diddy who gave Usher a sexually transmitted disease, on the grounds that, as you presumably realize, Usher was uncovered for giving a sexually transmitted disease to one of the ladies he was associated with. In 2017 records released web-based that Usher had been a transporter of the sexually transmitted disease beginning around 2009 or 2010, and tainted his female collaborate with it in 2012. The reports additionally uncovered that Usher took care of the lady's PCP bills and settled a common suit with her for $1.1 million. Now this occurred a very long time after the game asserted in his meeting with Vlad that he knows a few high-profile rappers who were on the DL and who are involving their womanizer notoriety as a cover anyway. Many fans thought the game was discussing Diddy, since Diddy has been connected to various ladies throughout the long term and has 7 youngsters with 4 distinct ladies. There's been a ton of hypothesis that Diddy was basically involving these ladies as cover and needed to have whatever number children as could reasonably be expected to divert individuals from the gay bits of gossip. As a matter of fact, Diddy's previous protector quality arrangement recommended in a meeting that Diddy's late spouse Kim Watchman realized Diddy was going behind her back with all kinds of people. He was with each chick, each man whoever he needed to be with, when Kim was a live quality. Additionally said that Kim was presumably wanting to uncover Diddy in the book she was composing before she passed on. And he suggested that Diddy is undoubtedly feeling better, that Kim has gone on the grounds that she knew about the entirety of his skeletons in the closet. Kim know all his most profound mysteries, you comprehend. Kim knew why he was utilizing the book. Kim most likely told all that in her book, you comprehend that up, and got missing now, moving back to what the game said in his meeting with Vlad. When he was inquired as to whether he recently worked with a gay rapper, without acknowledging it, Game said he certainly worked with somebody who was making a respectable attempt to conceal his sexuality by engaging with a ton of ladies. So you believe that you've worked for the living and gay, not being simply full-out gay, but rather concealing it, attempting to imagine like he loves young ladies, and carried on with the rap life. Actually, he's a man fan, yet was the game truly discussing Diddy here, well after the game as of late showed up on Drink Winners, and focused on how he began spending time with Diddy. Many fans came to an obvious conclusion, and said it seems like Diddy was attempting to take the game shopping too. To give you some setting, the game began his vocation in 2001 with the assistance of his more seasoned sibling, Large Face 100, and they made a mixtape together which ultimately arrived at Diddy's hands. The game idea, Diddy would sign him to his name, Terrible Kid Records, yet that never occurred. And meanwhile, Dre got hold of Game's mixtape and offered him an agreement which at last prompted Game joining 50 Penny's aggregate G-Unit. And keeping in mind that Diddy never uncovered why he didn't sign the game, in view of what the game said in his Beverage Champions interview, it could have something to do with Game dismissing Diddy's advances. The game uncovered that Diddy become a close acquaintance with him under the guise of making a collection anyway. For just about 2 entire years, all they did was travel together, and Diddy continued to get him costly gifts like watches and chains. I began kicking it with Diddy, right? I went around with Diddy for quite a long time, a damn close and this __. Did he? We never went to the studio one time. Yet he was like, yo, what's your demo there, terrible kid. Yet hello Playboy, watch Playboy, I'm similar to yo, we truly going rap later. The Fly leaving 5, he's going to Miami, Playboy. You understand what I'm talking about, we're going to New York, we, in ATL, this end of the week. And I was going wherever with Diddy. The game expressed that following 2 years of Diddy essentially doing everything except making music with him, Diddy just told him all of a sudden that he has a place with Dr. Durr. And taking into account every one of the bits of gossip that have been twirling around Diddy, fans took this as Game, fundamentally saying that Diddy was attempting to tempt him or inspire him to offer a kindness to him in return for an agreement anyway. Since the game wasn't available, Diddy might have in the end chosen to surrender and allow him to go to Durr. Yet there's one more side involved on the grounds that the game's elder sibling really suggested that Thrilled in the game wound up having more than a companionship in 2022 face discharge shots. That Game in an Instagram post and shared a photograph of Diddy embracing Game from behind, with the message, perhaps it wasn't my road validity. Currently enormous face in the game had a really chaotic spat presently before Game became wildly successful, and a few fans didn't treat Face's posts in a